Good morning and welcome to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, the show that takes a look at the events and what's happening all around Putnam County, as well as interviews with local, community, and business leaders. And now, sharing his insights and experience, here's Today in Putnam County with County Mayor Randy Porter.
Thanks, Philip Gibbons. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you're having a great weekend. This week's show features Tennessee Tech University and all the great things that's happening on our college campus. We are so blessed to be a college community. There's no doubt Cookeville and Putnam County would not be what it is today without Tennessee Tech. My guest this week is the president of Tennessee Tech, Dr. Phillip Oldham. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Randy. Good to see you.
Yes, you too. Thanks for being on the show. We were talking earlier. I moved to Cookeville to go to Tech back in '79 and met my wife and never left. You know, you hear that story over and over again from a lot of folks. But I think part of the reason that I stayed in Cookeville was the experience I had at Tech. It was really good. I started out at Volunteer State 2 years and then transferred to Tech, and of course difference in a small rural college, community college than the university. But when I look today compared to back then at how much Tech has grown, not necessarily that whole period of time, but in the last 10 years has been amazing, and a lot of that is attributed to you and your leadership. I just think it's got to be exciting though for a university president like you to be involved in turning that big ship around and doing all these projects.
It is. It's been and continues to be a great blessing to me and Carrie to be able to be part of this. It's a rare opportunity to be able to have that kind of input in a tremendous traditional organization like Tennessee Tech. I mean, it's been here for over 100 years, and it's been a wonderful institution for all that time. But to spend a little time here and hopefully steward it well in a way that sets it up for future success. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun and very satisfying. I'm glad people are able to see some of the fruit of that work now. I mean, it's a lot of times I get stopped and say, wow, it's like overnight things have happened. And I kind of shrug my shoulders because, I mean, most of these projects we've worked on for years. Yeah. And by the time they get to this point, I'm sort of
you're wore out on it
and do something else. But no, it is great to see it, and it's well deserved for this community and the whole region. Really, the impact that Tennessee Tech has, and your story is a common story, but it really illustrates one of the great values of having a university in your town like Tennessee Tech, because it is a great talent attractor. People like yourself come to get an education, and so many times they stay here.
Yeah.
And talent is the great differentiator for modern economies. Every place has land. Every place has tax incentives and things like that to attract jobs and businesses. But talent, that's the key.
And without the college, there's no way we would be where we are today in Cookeville and Putnam County in the region. I mean, you think retail hub of the region, restaurants, medical, everything. Folks come here from all around the region. Students fill in those jobs. People staying here after they graduate to open businesses and all that. I mean, it's a win-win for both sides.
It is. It's what they often call a virtuous cycle. That the students that come to Tech to get an education create the opportunity for those businesses, but also provide a lot of the labor for those businesses to operate. So it's like you said, everybody wins, and it's great. It's fun to be around young people of that age.
Oh, all that energy, isn't it?
All the energy, enthusiasm, creativity. They're always up to something, and most of the time it's something very beneficial. We're very fortunate. The students at Tennessee Tech are really good kids. They're generally extremely well behaved. They got great values. They're interested in getting a good education, and they kind of keep their head down. Most times they have a good time, which is good.
Yeah,
we all enjoy that. But they're good students, and then they go off and have great careers and really bless any community that they're a part of.
We're very blessed. We're talking with Dr. Phillip Oldham. He's the president of Tennessee Tech. Lots of great things going on at Tech, Doc. Probably the biggest that's the talk of the community is a little change in our football stadium.
Yeah. So, Tucker Stadium has served us pretty well for close to 60 years now, and it's long in need of some help. So we're
outdated, isn't it?
It's outdated. It's certainly served its time, but we need to come in with a new vision for that, and we're excited to be able to make that happen. We'll start demoing the west side of Tucker Stadium after commencement.
After you finish, yeah.
So should be by mid-May you'll start seeing some of that old structure coming down, and hopefully by next fall you'll see some new structure being built. It'll take us about 2 seasons to rebuild the west side, but it'll be all new construction with all premium seating, chairbacks, club level, suites, all the amenities that fans expect in a modern stadium today. So it'll be a change, and I think a very welcome change. I think everybody's going to love it and really enjoy it.
That's one of the reasons we lost the Blue Cross Bowl, don't you think? Is because part of that was the stadium. I mean, I know they stayed on us all the time wanting to do that, but it's a huge undertaking to tear down and build back. But it's going to be the future of football at Tech, isn't it?
It is, and it was. The Blue Cross Bowl needed a better venue. They loved being here. The community was so welcoming to all the fans for the Blue Cross Bowl, and the TSSAA couldn't say enough good things about Cookeville and the way we rolled out the red carpet for everybody. But the facilities just weren't up to the kind of standard they wanted, and so I think they're anxious to
see what happens.
Look at us again once we get this done, and we will certainly be anxious to see what we can work out with them in the future. We continue to host the private school basketball tournament at the Hoop, so we've got an ongoing relationship with TSSAA. That's a great economic impact on the community, but it's also a great way to introduce more people across the state of Tennessee to the Upper Cumberland.
That's what got you. You came to a football game here, right?
I actually did. Now, I knew about Cookeville and Tennessee Tech before that, but yeah, we were living in Chattanooga, and our local high school, Signal Mountain, was playing in the state football championship, and I brought the kids up for the game, and actually sat on the west side of Tucker Stadium.
I might like to be president here one day. Huh?
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
With building stadiums so different than you build in a regular building on campus, no state funds, right?
Yeah, there's no state funds in this.
Donations.
This is all self-generated funds for us. So it's really important that we reach out and have partners that help us get there. The county's been very generous in helping. The city is also being very generous in their support. We've got some corporate entities in town that are helping us substantially. And so that and private donations, existing university funds, and then ticket sales. You know, for those individuals that enjoy football and want to support Tennessee Tech and the Golden Eagles, buying season tickets. Particularly once the new stadium is built, it's going to be very important to make this all possible. So I look forward to all that.
I think you're going to see some big crowds come back to the football games once you get the new stadium built. And
we've got a new coach that's fired up and on track,
ready to go.
He's definitely winning the offseason.
This week's show, it's about Tennessee Tech University and the great things happening here on our college campus. We're very blessed to be a college community, and my guest this morning is Dr. Phillip Oldham. He's the president of Tennessee Tech. We've been talking about, Doc, the new stadium and great things happening at Tennessee Tech. Got a new football coach. He's a little quiet, though. Doesn't have much to say.
No personality.
No personality. Yeah, he has got more energy, I think, than any one human being I may have ever met.
He is definitely a force of nature, and he's come in with a fury. He's got the returning players fired up, hot on the recruiting trail, attracting some new talent to join the team. And I think the future is really bright for Tennessee Tech football. And I think we would all be excited to see some championship teams on the field. And
well, we used to have some. You go back in the days,
right.
There were some great teams and some great champions. And I think if anybody can bring it back, I think he can. And not only are you updating the stadium, you're looking at building a new football operations center?
Yeah, so you can think of it this way. And actually, a coach uses this language. The football operations center would be 360-day a year home for the football team. So 5 or 6 days a year they'd be in the stadium. But for all the practice time and coaches meetings and training room activities and all those things, they'd be in in the football operations center. So we're excited about moving that project along. That's it's not quite as far along as the stadium project, but we got some more money to raise and looking for donors to help us get there. But that would be located along Gainsborough Grade, where the current athletic wellness center is.
You got the land already
we got
there,
the
right?
land over there, and we've got architects' concept drawings, and excited about getting that done. Hopefully we can get that done in the next couple of years.
Walk us through all the building projects. It started a few years ago and building buildings, and you've got one under construction now, but several more to go. Kind of walk us through that and where we're at.
Sure. So we've actually been pretty systematic about all of the new construction and renovations on campus. We've been here 12 years now, Randy, believe it or not.
Wow, goes by fast.
We're in our second campus master plan since I've been here. We completed most of the first master plan several years early, so we went ahead and launched another one. So everything that we do in terms of new construction and renovation falls into that scheme of the master plan, and that's all online. People can go look at it and see what's on tap, or it's coming up soon, hopefully. Beyond that, it's a little timing is a big part of it. The availability of funding. Many of the projects are funded by the state of Tennessee, and depending on disposition of the General Assembly and the governor's
from year to year,
it can vary. Some things we like to move on quicker that we just can't. But so we've renovated a lot of buildings. We want to keep the historic nature of the campus intact, the look of the campus, but then we want to bring in some new buildings that add a little more
pizzazz,
contemporary feel to the campus, and really show the energy looking to the future, quite honestly. And you think about it, that Tennessee Tech is, although it's more than engineering, but that's probably the thing we're known best for is engineering. We graduate about 25% of the engineers for the state of Tennessee annually, and so that's a great thing to be a part of. But students that are interested in engineering, they don't really want to see 1960s buildings.
They will see something new.
They want to learn in things that look like MIT, and Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So that's what we hope to do. Our new engineering building, the next one, the Ashraf Islam Engineering Building, named after one of our notable alums, Ashraf Islam, who made a very significant donation to the project. That we should be moving into that building this June.
Wow. That's a neat-looking building.
It's a gorgeous building, Randy, and I hope everybody gets a chance to get an up-close look at it once it's open, to take a tour. It's an impressive building in looks and in function. It's actually a living laboratory for the students. They can monitor the behavior of the building as engineers kind of understand how buildings function. That way, but there's a lot of great features associated with it. We're digging a lake out by it now. We'll have about an acre lake.
We're going to do some fishing over to campus?
I don't know. We'll see what the biologists on campus decide to do. They might put some fish in there, do some catch and release. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be neat. We're talking with Dr. Phillip Oldham this morning. He's the president of Tennessee Tech University. A lot of progress going on campus and all the great things happening we're talking about. Doc, so the engineering building getting close to being finished, going to start on the stadium. What about something called the Peachtree Project you're looking at?
Peachtree Road that runs through town, comes through the middle of campus. We made a decision as part of the master plan to make that pedestrian through the heart of campus. So this project will actually rename that section of road. It won't be a road anymore. It'll be all pedestrian from near the Capitol Quad residence halls down to the library. And so we'll rename that. In fact, if anybody has any names they want to suggest, they can send them our way.
Oldham Drive?
We'll leave that one alone. But there have been a number of names already suggested, but we're open to any ideas that people have. But it's a beautiful pedestrian walkway, landscape, hardscape, really makes the campus feel like a residential, very attractive campus. Most people, aside from the building, that's probably the most notable thing they will recognize when they see it. It's nice. But we've got another engineering building in design, following on the heels of this, the Ashraf Islam building. and hopefully get that going pretty quickly.
We'll be close in regards to the other one? Or?
It will, just to the west of the new Lab Sciences building.
What about Dixie Avenue? Was there talks about doing something with Dixie?
There is. We have a plan, a concept plan at least, to redo Dixie Avenue. We've been working with the city. Of course, that's a city street,
right.
So worked with the city conceptually. That's a project that we've just sort of delayed ourselves in initiating because we've got so many other things going on. Just can't have the whole campus torn up at the same time. So, but we're anxious to be able to do that. We want to redo Dixie and make it more pedestrian friendly. And also part of that, we would renovate the historic quad on campus and come in with a facelift on the quad and really sort of frame those beautiful historic buildings that exist there.
Is there going to come a time, Doc, that I know land is, when you look at Tennessee Tech's campus years ago, I mean, you think they'll never fill this up, but as new buildings come on, is there going to come a point that you're going to need more land, or are you in good shape? Or
well, we're okay for right now, but it's already beginning to, as we look out, say a 10-year kind of horizon, there's no question land availability is going to be important. Now, there are some parts of campus currently that we can make better use of than is currently designated, so with higher density kinds of things.
Yeah.
And, of course, you've got parking challenges to work around to make parking as available and convenient as possible. Those are all doable problems. Solvable problems. We've got enough to do for probably the next 6 or 8 years at least, but beyond that, I think land.
Let's start looking at some expansion. Hey, we're talking Tech University, one of the great things that we have in our community. It's unbelievable what it's been able to allow us to do, and without the college campus, there's no doubt we wouldn't be where we are today. My guest this morning is Dr. Phillip Oldham. He is the president of Tennessee Tech. We've been talking about all the great things going on campus, all the new buildings, and all the excitement with the many projects that they have going on. Doc, we were talking about during the break, the success of Tennessee Tech and the success of our community go kind of hand in hand, don't they?
They do, absolutely. It's you can't separate the two. When students select a university to attend, the location is critically important. When we do surveys, talk to prospective students, one of the big differentiators is location. And so having a welcoming community that really embraces students and provides a welcome home for them for the next few years is really important. A safe home.
Yeah.
And, as parents, those of us that have had college-age children, we realize how important it is to know that you're sending your
you worry about them, don't you?
Daughter off to a safe place.
Yeah.
And we're very fortunate in that regard. We have such great community partners here between the county and the city and campus, and we're able to take really good care of students. They feel it. It's a convenient place. They have access to all the things that they really want to have access to. It's not far from bigger cities that they want to get to. So it's a great location. I believe the students and faculty and staff bring a lot to the community as well.
Yeah, they do.
To help energize the local economy, to bring a lot of life and vibrancy, and help make Cookeville and Putnam County an attractive place for people to live and work.
Absolutely. And you've kind of changed your student recruitment, kind of personalized it. I know I had some friends that their daughter was trying to choose where they were going to go to college, and she came to Tech, and she was really bragging on the experience that she had of visiting the campus and how welcome they made her feel and everything. So, I mean, you must be doing a good job at that.
So some of this crystallized in our minds, I think, during COVID, quite honestly, because it was, sometimes you need some pressure like that to help you refocus.
Shake it up.
What's really important. When you boil it down, when I started thinking about, students making a decision about where to go to college, it's really obvious. It's a very personal choice.
It's
a very personal decision on their part. And so my comment to our folks on campus was, we got to make it personal too. It's got to be personal to us. Because it is personal to them. It's how they're making their decision. So we need to understand that and to treat them the way, this is really kindergarten stuff, Randy.
But it's still.
Treat them the way we would want to be treated.
Yeah. It's the simple things, though, isn't it, Doc?
It really is. And so we really totally re-engineered our whole recruiting process top to bottom with an eye toward making it personal and putting it in the perspective of the student and family that are looking at where to go to college for the next few years. And I do believe it's paying off. I think it's making a difference. I think they realize that Tennessee Tech is not one of those institutions that just throw you in a large group and give you a number, but you're a person and an individual, and we try to make sure we treat you that way.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep it up, because I've heard nothing but compliments on the changes that you've made. We were talking earlier, too, about economic development, being involved in that now as the county mayor. We've had several companies that have expanded into Cookeville and Putnam County that I don't think would be here had it not been for Tennessee Tech. And, we had a company that I brought to you here just recently, a local company looking to expand, and I mean, y'all welcomed them in and we're helping them. And I think a lot of folks don't think about the economic development side of it with the new businesses, that Tech plays a big part in that. I mean, I think of SAIC. When they came here, had it not been for Tech willing to work with them on the curriculum that they needed and for their folks to have, I don't think they would be here without that.
Yeah, second only to the students, the thing that gets me the most excited is working with potential companies, employers that are coming to the area. It creates so much value and opportunity for everybody.
Yeah.
In Cookeville and Putnam County. So yeah, we get excited about that. I think what Tech can bring to the table in some cases is some opportunities that other communities wouldn't have, and particularly when like we said before, around talent. We're graduating about 2,500 students every year. Very talented young people that are anxious to start a career and get busy. And so local employers have an opportunity to get the pick of the litter, if you would.
And to have a voice in what Tech is teaching and
Absolutely.
The curriculum and everything, right?
We have we've started a great partnership with Averett Express is a good example of this. Averett indicated that they had some needs for logistics, supply chain talent. Our College of Business saw a great opportunity to help meet that need. And so now we've started a supply chain program in the College of Business, and the folks at Averett are heavily involved in helping us create that curriculum. It not only provides a learning experience for our students, but it actually fits the needs of the industry. And so those students get out with something that's very practically relevant and can put it to use, hopefully at Averett, but if not Averett, someplace else.
Ready to hit the workforce. I want to ask you about your board of trustees. I saw that you added a new one, Cameron Rudd.
Cameron Rudd
his company wouldn't be here if not for Tennessee Tech, too. He's a graduate right of Tech. And
Cameron was a graduate of Tennessee Tech, double major in engineering and German.
Wow.
Actually, and is the plant CEO.
Top dog at Horman.
Horman. Yeah, he joined the board of trustees recently. We have a great board of trustees.
How's that work? Because before you didn't have that, and then the state changed that. Is that going well?
Oh, it's going tremendously. Yeah, Governor Haslam, this was his initiative back in 2016, which seems eons ago, pre-COVID. But yeah, it was the Focus Act. Actually, Representative Williams here in town carried that bill on the House side at the General Assembly, and so some great leadership here that helped make that happen. And so, yeah, the 6 so-called locally governed institutions in the state have our own independent boards of trustees now. And much of what everybody sees being accomplished at Tennessee Tech now could not have happened without our independent board of trustees. That's what has provided so much of the autonomy and our ability to move on projects, and with their support and leadership. And we're currently our chairperson is Trudy Harper out of Soddy Daisy.
Got Barry Wilmore on there, astronaut.
In fact, Barry's going to go to space here in a few weeks.
Are you going with him?
No, but I'm hoping to be down there for the launch, and I'll wave as he
goes by.
But yeah, it's a tremendous board of trustees, and I can't say enough good things about them and what they do to help us make all this happen.
Well, it cut out a lot of that red tape, didn't it, up above, and allowed you to do more local stuff faster.
I mean, the knock about universities in general is that we're too slow to react to needs, and I'm very sensitive to that. Sometimes there's good reasons that you need to be a little slower and thoughtful, but most of the time it's unnecessary, and we need to be quicker. And the board of trustees helps us get there.
Allowed it to do it, not to happen. Doc, 30 minutes goes by fast.
It does.
thank you. I want to say you and Carrie have been a blessing to us in the community. Great faces in our community. You've done a great job at the university, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Randy. It's a great place to be. As you always say, it's a great day to be in Putnam.
It is. Every day is.
We love being here, so wings up.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's our show for this week. Hope you join us every weekend for Today in Putnam County, right here on all the Zimmer family of radio stations. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter. Hoping you have a great rest of your weekend, and may God continue to bless Putnam County.
You've been listening to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.